It's John Beaudin, and we're up to our third interview with Caleb Quaye, who was a guitarist for Elton John in the early days, right up to Madman Across the Water, and rejoined Elton for Rock of the Westies and Blue Moves. He's just re-released his book, by the way, an unbelievable memoir of his life, his friends, his music, called A Voice Louder Than Rock and Roll. We'll also have information on the documentary where you can see it. Here's part one of our interview with Caleb Quaye.
People, when I was saying, hey, I'm going to be talking to Caleb, you got any questions? One guy emailed me personally. He says, Caleb's one of the greatest guitarists that ever lived. I said, well, I'll make sure that's from Cat. I don't know what it's short for, but it's a guy. He emails me. Anyway, he wanted to let you know that you're the man.
Oh, bless his heart. That's wonderful. That's great.
Hey, by the way, where's the doc at? Can people order it? Can people, where are you at with that?
Okay, where we're at with that, it's all finished, and I don't have an exact date for it, but they're telling me they're shooting for January. This coming January 2023. Yeah. There will be, I can tell you this, excuse me, there will be a public announcement made by the distributor next month, October.
Yeah.
So that'll be out, the word will officially be out.
And you're talking about where people can stream it or go see it, or
we're planning on having a a premiere of sorts, out here in Southern Cal. But after that, it will, they want to get it into the movie theaters, but it'll just be for a limited amount of time in the movie theaters with all what's going on with the theaters right now, but it would definitely be streamed. So it's either Netflix or Amazon, something like that.
But that's kind of the way it goes for most documentaries.
Yeah.
I talked to the Triumph guys. They just did a documentary. And did you find when this was all coming together, and I'm always interested when people write books. By the way, are you writing an autobiography?
Actually republishing the autobiography. Yeah, that's going to be available on Amazon any day this week.
Okay, because someone had said, is it the same one, or is it now available? Because it wasn't available for a while, was it not?
It wasn't. It went out of print for a while, so it's being reprinted, republished. It's been updated, and voila, it's all good to go.
I just talked to Jeff Skunk Baxter, and he talked about that one. Because everyone saw that picture, right? You guys all post for that picture.
Yeah.
And there's Jeff Skunk Baxter. I'm going, what? And I'd forgotten about that. Tell me about that gig.
Well, that was when Elton put the big band together, after Dee and Nigel and everything. So I think the picture that you're talking about was taken at a rehearsal in Amsterdam when we were rehearsing for the Wembley Stadium gig, which was going to be the first gig, So, I think it was Elton had wanted Jeff to be in the band, but during the rehearsals and stuff, he just didn't seem to fit the chemistry. It was nothing personal. It just didn't seem to fit, and he was funny because. He was 1 minute he's playing guitar, the next minute he's getting on the drums or he's banging some percussion, and it was like he's I think he felt frustrated as well. He was just trying to find somewhere to fit in,
He was walking into a system too. He was walking into a system that was a tight system.
Yeah. A lot of, there's strong friendships and years of musical chemistry that was there, so it was I that's what I would put it down to. So he only did the one gig. He did the Wembley Stadium gig, and that was it. He was gone after that.
Were there expectations for you, when you joined the band again at that point? Because I really paid attention to you in the early days, because everyone who discovered Elton John, let's just say for me in 73, we all went back. We went, wow, 73, he's got all these other albums that he released, right?
Yeah.
Before Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
And then we started looking, because back then we did, right? We looked at who was on there. We wanted to find out everything we could. But when you joined the second time, how did that go? Was there expectations of, Caleb, you're going to be here for a long time, or just join the band?
I think there were Are you talking about just for me?
For you when you went back in for Rock of the Westies and Blue Moves?
Yeah, we expected it to go on for a long time because we were aware of the combined musical talent and chemistry in the band. When I had ideas of all kinds of stuff that we could have done, but it just wasn't to be. At that time we didn't know that Elton's own personal issues were starting to foment. So all of that just suddenly blew up. So yeah, I definitely had expectations because in our minds, it could have gone on forever. It could have gone on, for a long time. Because there was so much talent in the band. We could have done all kinds of projects,
Those two albums, right smack in the middle of 75, are still two of my favorite albums. And some people poo-poo Blue Moves, and Elton loves Blue Moves, I know. But there was just like he was exploding, it seemed. Like especially on Blue Moves. There were so many things going on one album. And for me, who was hungry, who, like a music fan who says, what happens if you press this? I was going, this is a perfect breakfast for me. This is awesome.
Yeah, I think Blue Moves was a real peak. And, when we were recording it, especially, I mean, we felt, those of us in the band, myself, we felt that, man, this is just, we can do anything. Musically, we could do anything. It was exciting, and that double album, I mean, that came together quick in the studio. I mean, we were in the studio for a month. Some of the songs were written in the studio, but once they were written and it came time to record, I mean, it came together quick. It was amazing.
I know Bernie, obviously wrote the words, but Bernie hovering a lot? Because I know you were on a spoken word album in the beginning there.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. Obviously, he's I mean, I talk to Ray Williams now and then. Ray and I become friends.
Okay, yeah.
And he's an interesting chap, but I'm going, what if it didn't? I don't know. But you can't think that way because somehow, as they say, by the grace of God, somehow things happen, right?
Yeah. Bernie was there at the studios in Toronto when we did the Blue Moves album, so he had a bunch of lyrics, and him and Elton would get together and Elton would pull a bunch of lyrics, sit by the piano and let's see, and grab a lyric and come out with a song. It was all happening.
Want to tell you that Caleb Quaye's book is now re-released, A Voice Louder Than Rock and Roll, about his stints with so many different musicians, most notably, of course, Elton John. We'll have more of our interview with Caleb Quaye the next few days. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. And remember the 2 Ps if you want to support our channel. We have Patreon, where you get early access to all our videos. And if you want to make a donation, there's a PayPal link at the very top of the description. This is Rock History Music.